the Galaxy's Edge R2D2 has got to be my favorite Star Wars toy, figure, collectible ever released. Besides the Sideshow R2D2, obviously. It's awesome, it's remote control, you can buy a ton of accessories for it, which I will buy eventually when I ever go back to Disneyland. It's an awesome toy. It's almost perfect. Almost perfect. The only thing that is making it not perfect is the third leg, and the reason why is because this is stupid. What I did to attempt to make it better is I just glued it. So what would happen? The reason this was so bad is because this inner part spun and this ball also spun. So if you were going to go forward, the ball and everything would move. So when you try to go back and go forward again, you would turn, and it was a pain in the ass. So what I did was I glued it into place, but that has yielded some mixed results at best. So I'm going to attempt to make this even better, and I think I finally found a way with this thing, and I bought it for $5. I think you can tell where I'm going to go with this. Alright, so I went to Five and Below and I bought this hand massager because it comes with a bunch of really small ball bearings. And my theory is if I can cut one of these ball bearings out, and I think I'm going to go with this one because it's pretty smooth. I mean, they all are. This one right here is pretty rough. That one's rough. That one's pretty smooth. Most of these are smooth. I'm just going to go for the one on top because it's the one I found first. And this will hopefully make gliding across ground really easy. The reason I think this is more or less because the giant interactive R2D2, which I do own, but I don't have it at the moment. I sent it to a friend to fix and upgrade, had this giant wheel on the third, a giant ball bearing made out of hard plastic in the third leg. So I thought, oh, if I had something kind of like that, this will probably work. I did already try fixing this with a little wooden ball, but it was too big, so more or less what would happen is it would be like this, and the Astromech droid and R2 couldn't drive, so I had to lower it, and then I just kind of glued the thing into place. But hopefully with this, R2 will drive really smoothly, I hope. I do want to throw this in here in the video, and I know because I know someone's gonna say it eventually, but Orion, the R2D2's legs aren't built for carpet. They're built for really flat, smooth surfaces, and to that I say, I don't care. So, first things first, I gotta figure out a way to cut this out. It's in there pretty well, and it's covered by this soft blue, light bluish clear plastic. So hopefully I can pop it out. It looks like there's a little hole right here. I might be able to pop the whole thing out, but I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to have fun with it. So, yeah. Alright, so after much lamenting, I finally got it cut down to a decent size. This will make it a lot easier to work with. The only problem is, it's something I learned with the wooden ball, is I have to be able to get it into the foot the same height as the original. As you can see, that's just barely there. So I gotta make this look like that. So I just gotta get it more or less right there. So this might include some cutting up the original plastic in here, which is fine by me. If I can make this roll better, it will be worth it in the end. But I'm going to need slightly more complex methods than just a pocket knife. So off to my craft box. Now I got the big guns. Thanks, Dad. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and cut all the little nubs off. And then I'm going to cut around the plastic, and then I'm going to sand it down. And hopefully this turns out well. 1,000 years. I finally got the stupid thing off. So that is what's more or less keeping it in there, along with some little tabs along the side. So for whatever reason, this is built like a freaking tank. I really don't know why. This is like the most over-engineered thing on the whole damn planet. So now my goal is to sand this down, and I've got some files in here and some sanding stuff. and sand it down, and hopefully it'll fit. But right before I do that, I'm gonna do a rough fit to see if it even works. It almost fits in there perfectly. I wonder how it matches up to the original one. Alright, so here we are. So here are the two pieces. And I gotta say, they match up pretty close. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to throw this back together and give it a shot. And I'm gonna leave this piece out. And then drive around the little R2D2 along my dirty entranceway. And see how well he does. Hopefully he does well. And if not, what I'm going to do is just sand this down little by little and see how close we get to it. I really hope this works. It's not perfect, but it's rolling a lot smoother now. So, first thing, obviously at the sides it's drivable, and now all I have to do is I'm going to do a little bit of sanding, and I think I'm just going to glue it in. But wow, that's really smooth. Well, as smooth as just a loose piece of plastic is. But I'm really surprised. That worked out really well. Now I'm going to do a little bit of touch up and glue it in. So right there, I sanded it down just a little bit to make it pretty smooth, and I used a little bit of crazy glue and I super glued it in there, and after a minute or two it feels pretty solid in there. And I think the hole on this side is kind of screwed up, so the screw won't fit anymore. I guess I got screwed over. Not funny, that's alright, I understand. So I'm gonna take this for a test drive. One thing that I would also let's go for the test drive. I understand, I've got the largest runway known to man, but I'm just gonna alright, I kinda figured I'd do that fairly easily. Oh, my heart! That is just so freaking smooth. Wow, has no issues with that at all. And that's barely glued in, I don't know, 5 minutes, and it's doing great. So obviously it was already built to go over really flat surfaces really well. I would take it on carpet at the moment, but I want it to cure for a little bit longer. But, you know, if this is the end, then this is amazing. I can't wait to go to another convention and really show off my Galaxy's Edge R2. So, a little bit of time later, I will admit I did have to lube up the ball bearing because it got a little bit stuck with the super glue. But besides that, it's been a couple months later and R2 is handling like a champ, and I can't wait to take him to the next convention and drive him around. Ultimately, it really does work best on low carpet. That being said, I think I'm overall pretty satisfied with what I was able to do with this R2D2. Because a couple things you have to remember, its wheelbase is really low to the ground, so there isn't a whole lot you can really do. It would be nice to do a full redo of the wheels, make the wheels bigger, make the third leg bigger, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I also can't wait to go to Disneyland and show off the Galaxy's Edge R2D2 and drive it around a little bit, hopefully. Anyways, peace, and have a great day, and may the Force be with you, always.